exact order, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Raptor, it's always a pleasure to have you on the desk. So yeah, man, we got some pretty cool stuff. We can even talk about the schedule if you want to. Look it over. We got some good matchups. Go ahead and bring us down, man.
Yeah, so we're starting off with the brand new tier to CSA this year. We have the Elite group, and starting us off for the kickoff is going to be Minneapolis Meteors versus the Anchorage Aurora. Two teams that I know we broadcasted, I believe it was Aurora for the preseason last week, and they came out swinging and ended up walking away with the series for the preseason. But Minneapolis, I'm hoping, the cold is maybe around right now. I know up in, Boston, it was a little cold for the major. So maybe the cold. I mean, you've got Anchorage and Minneapolis, two teams that are maybe used to being in the cold. So hopefully they won't come into the match cold. Right now, the season starts. They've got tons of potential to walk away with the season. So it all comes down to every single match, every single game is important.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And we still got Rochester Renegades, San Antonio Stallions, Kansas City Thunderhawks, and Portland Rain throughout the evening. We got our 7:45 match, which we are starting just a little bit behind on, of course, but we're getting our way under there. The players are loading into the lobby, so it will be a good matchup. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Yeah,
I think so. I have high hopes for this this level. I know that they are basically kind of the blend of the old, right? So these guys are in between superstar and professional. So these guys are high level ranks, and these guys are sure to put in a high flying match this game. But keys to success, right? So when we're talking about week one, these guys have come from the preseason. They've worked on their chemistry. These guys are all brand new rosters. They haven't really had a whole lot of time to play together. So I think going into this, keys to look out for tonight are going to be, team chemistry, how they're rotating. Are they getting that chemistry early? Because as you know, chemistry is a huge part of how good a team is going to be at the beginning and even down the pipeline.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's gonna be worth the watch. Still waiting for, I think, one more team to load in to get ready to throw them out on the field and make them clash, and then we can scream all we want as they chase that ball around the field, as we all love to do and love to watch. It's gonna be a good set of events, and I'm excited because last Sunday we had our superstar tier, we had our pro tier, and we got to swap those out and run in our other lower tiers, Academy and Novice, which is always a pleasure. It's always so much fun to watch them and get out on the field and just play their hearts out, have a lot of fun, and just play car soccer. That's what we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And please don't misunderstand, for all you watching at home, just because they're in Academy and Novice, do not get it twisted that these guys are like novice level players. Like, these guys, are in the champ level and all that stuff. So please don't misconstrue novice with being not entertaining. These guys have proven. I was here for broadcasting last season, and honestly, novice was probably some of the best Rocket League games that I have been broadcasting since I started broadcasting. So do not want to miss. Just because they're supposedly the lower tier, I guarantee you're not going to want to miss it, because you're going to miss some banger of games. That I can promise you.
Oh yeah, no, it's
but
gonna
still
be
on the other team to get in, so we are just going to sit here and kind of hope and pray that they get here soon. I know, Nuki, I am super excited to get this thing rolling.
Oh yeah, no, I am also super duper excited. It looks like the notification didn't go out for the CSA is live, and I don't know why, and I can't do it, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out later. But if you are here and you got the notification and you're here for that, awesome. I'm so happy you guys are here, because we're gonna have a great match. It looks like Anchorage is still in game 5 for their first match, so they went all the way to to game 5. Might even be in overtime right now, and maybe they're taking a breather. But hey, if they went to game 5, then we can be sure to see a pretty good set of events from this game that's coming up shortly.
Well, I hope they left some in the tank, because I don't know that coming off of another game. We saw it in the major this weekend where teams had to run the gauntlet, so to speak, and possibly that could have been a factor in some of the games that we saw. But who was it? Minneapolis we're waiting on?
Anchorage, I'm pretty sure.
Anchorage. Okay. So, but these guys are used to playing long stints. I mean, I'm sure, Nuki, you've been guilty of it, where you've spent many more hours than you're proud to admit grinding on Rocket League. So, hopefully they don't come out tired, but I mean, these long series, even a game in overtime can definitely start to wear you out. So Minneapolis is going to be fresh. Anchorage maybe not going to be so fresh, but that also means that maybe Anchorage is a little bit more warm than Minneapolis. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, definitely have to see, because if Anchorage is coming fresh out of a game 5, and if they did get that victory in game 5, then they're going to be feeling pretty hot. And when you go into your next matchup feeling hot and confident, you're already pretty comfortable being on the field, rotating with your team, and playing with each other. Then after that, it just clicks and things can be a little bit easier. So we'll definitely have to see if that affects their turnout. And I think Raptor, we're kind of getting under the way. Go ahead and throw them onto the field here. And
not ready. 1 minute. All right, we're gonna 1 minute timer. Start it now, because I'm just that guy.
Oh, they're waiting 1 minute. So we got 1 minute here, and then we'll get the match underway. It'll be a good set of events, a good series to definitely watch, and I'm excited to do it. So let's do our predictions now. If you want to do them, send them down in the chat. Let us know if it's going to be hashtag MIN or hashtag ANC for Minneapolis or Anchorage, and let us know who you think's going to win. Personally, I've got Anchorage. I don't know if they won that last game, but I feel like even if they didn't, they're going to be coming in, they're going to be confident, they're going to be feeling themselves, especially since they just got out of a game 5. What about you, Raptor?
I mean, I see that, but those long stretch games where overtime lasts maybe a couple of minutes, as we're maybe thinking happened, it could have tired them out mentally. Maybe they're just not ready to jump right back into things. So I love the power and the momentum, but honestly, I think Minnesota's going to walk away with it here. I'm going to say it's going to take 3 games.
3 games. Okay. I mean, hey, that's pretty good there. And it looks like we are getting underway here now with game number 1. Minneapolis is versus Anchorage, and I forgot to even set up the top bar. Look at that. I'm so far behind right now.
Production just taking a nap at the wheel here, ladies and gentlemen. But what is not happening is Turbo is not letting go of the wheel. He gets a great touch there. Ruin going to back off this. He had no boost to work with, so he's going to leave it for his teammate. And unfortunately, Spoil not going to be able to get there. Alex finally been able to cling out there on the wing, looking for Ruin down center. Pops it over, and I don't even know how to say that.
What an angle. What an angle. That is the slot.
I'm sitting here stumbling over my words on who the name is, and Spoiler going to sit there and slot one in just over top of Shock. And I'm just going to say Medsa, because I'm at a loss here. Hopefully somebody in the chat will be able to clear it up for me. But picking off it again, Turbo gets it, but Ruin right there to it. Spoiler back to form, trying to make the shot, and he does for shot number 2 and goal number 2 right off the bat. We are just barely into this game, and Spoil already showing a lot of promise here, looking really, really good. And Anchorage, coming off of whatever they did in the last game, clearly feeling themselves, as they are 2-0 right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they're sitting pretty confident and playing really well with a 2-goal lead at the first little under minute of the match. You can only wonder how well that's going to work for them as it continues through the time that they have. And I mean, this is just game one with a little bit of momentum. A double tap looking for it coming from Mdesa from Minneapolis, just a little bit too low. Alex going to take it up high, carrying it on top of their nose. It's like Gorilla Glue looks for the pancake, falls down low, looking for Ruin, but it's saved away by Turbo. And both these teams already playing pretty aggressive right now, Raptor.
Yeah, they're definitely playing really aggressive, but I do want to know that, like, that was really the first real shot they had downfield for Minnesota, and I know it didn't work just yet, but, they are starting to find a little bit of crack in the midfield defense of Anchorage, so, I mean, it could go either way, but, almost a slotted there, but Bethesda is there for it. Going to get beat here by Spoil, but Spoil had to back off. He got bumped all the way back to his side of the field. And does the back up again, and I feel like we're calling him over and over again, but, Turbo has been a key function here. He's been getting good pops, just like that one, clearing it out for Shock to try to get down the field, but it's no go. Alex going to be the one to take the touch here. He's going to slow it down, get it past two defenders. He's got one to beat, but Bethesda being such a high-profile player right now, he is doing his best to try to keep this Anchorage team at bay.
Yeah, Anchorage is still holding up that 2-0 lead, and all they have to do is really play defense. They still have that cushion net of 2 goals instead of 1, not looking at any opportunity for a tie, at least coming from Minneapolis. So just holding back and just, holding a steady defense, maybe attacking when you have an opportunity, can get you a solid game 1. And as we were talking a minute ago, Anchorage came out of game 5. So, for how they're playing right now, I have the inkling, I don't know if they won that one, but I have that feeling that's maybe possibly what happened. Rune going to send it to the corner. It's going to roll on up, and Shakao is going to send it on out, and it's just kind of a back and forth between a lot of these players right now as they're just trying to find a little bit more ground, and Anchorage still holding that lead.
Yeah, and I don't see that. I don't see any rush for Anchorage here. I mean, they've got, like you said, they got the 2-goal lead. They're not really in any rush to try to put things, crazy out. But Alex gonna just basic Rocket League here. No, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. But Alex just had an open net here. Shock was just so far behind it, was not able to get to it, and that's gonna extend Anchorage's lead up to 3. And right now, Anchorage looking very, very much in command.
Alex going to take it off the kickoff from the boys, and they have a lot of good control going for them right now. They're just going to have to see how it holds up, and with Anchorage being a 3-0 lead, and an opportunity comes from Minneapolis, but a nice save from Ruin, and Ahmed's going to take Scoilia out for that because that was an opportunity for Minneapolis, and Anchorage said nope, not going to happen.
Anchorage is going to have to settle here. They were just a little bit low on boost there for the counter, for the attack, so they're just going to kind of back it off. Spoil getting the shot down center, looking for Ruin off the sidewall, maybe looking for a teammate down center. Nobody's going to be there as the Minneapolis team crowding the net here for just a little bit. Ruin going to be the last back, gets the beat. Shock going to try and take another shot here. It's wide just a little bit. Spoil going to pop this up, but maybe look for Ruin. Ruin on low boost. Can't quite get the touch. It's going to be soft touch down. Alex being the last man back. Really great block there. Had to be the savior there. Shock trying to chop it down low. Can't quite do it, but Minneapolis still running on low to no boost, and it's going to not really effective at all. It's Turbo slotting one in. That is the response from Minneapolis, their first of the game with 43 seconds left to go. Nifty, it's not impossible, but kind of unlikely given the statistics that we've seen throughout the first game.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, they have 40 seconds left, and Minneapolis is either going to have to get this as an opportunity for a goal and try and keep crawling their way back up, or Anchorage is going to have enough time to take possession, keep control, and shoot another one to the back of the net. That's the pass play from Anchorage that gives Scolaire and Ruin another goal for their team. 30 seconds left. I have to say game 1 is probably going to be going to Anchorage.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. With that fourth goal, that's just extra insurance, But Minneapolis knows that these guys aren't invincible. I mean, they were able to score 1, so I think if they're able to adjust and best of missing the touch there, Shock gonna get it. But like I was saying, if they can find the magic, I mean, right now Ruin and his Anchorage team are looking absolutely phenomenal, but Maybe a couple of tweaks here and there, a little bit of maybe a few more aggressive plays in the midfield could turn this right around for Minneapolis. I don't think that they're out of it just yet, but game one going to Anchorage, a great showing for Anchorage so far. I mean, you look at the score, Ruin just absolutely, he's got the most points, but the most goals going to School Air. And I mean, School Air putting up pretty great numbers as himself, but as you look at the scoreboard or look at the stats, I mean, just Anchorage had everything going for them, and unfortunately, that is going to be a tall order for Minneapolis to overcome. I mean, they were just getting beat at the midline, and they just weren't able to really turn any of these counter attacks into solid game or solid plays. So maybe look to clean up a couple of the passing plays, maybe look to slow the ball down on their end to try to get their teammates back in position ready for a counterattack. It's going to be up to them to see how they're going to move down the field a little bit better to kind of give themselves a little bit more of a better shot at getting some of these goals to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. And Minneapolis, they're just going to have a good response. They're going to have a good opportunity to make something happen here, and it's definitely going to be a close matchup if they have a good way to respond. That's for sure. Gonna have to see what they can do here.
Running off the kickoff right away, it's already back to work as usual as Anchorage getting the better of the kickoff here. A demo coming in, Ruin getting blasted off the field for just a second. Another demo, kind of a retaliatory demo, if you will. Not going to really affect the plays, but we got another demo coming out, and aggression starting to come out on both sides as far as the bumps and demos. We'll see who is able to hold the line and hold those rotations, while maybe one of the other teammates, or maybe somebody's going to crack, not able to get the touch there. That was a very close, dangerous touch. Alex getting the touch, looking out the wing, looking for his teammates downstairs. Couldn't quite get it over the defense of Minneapolis, but going to roll back here. Ruin's going to be the last one to beat. No real panic here, just able to get the ball over to the corner, looking for Alex, trying to get a touch out to the midfield. Can't quite get it. Spoil's there to take it. Alex going to try and bump this out center yet again. Gets nowhere. And Bethesda is going to try to get it, but Spoil is there, and you're seeing absolute aggression coming out of Anchorage, and I just don't see that Minneapolis, it doesn't look like they're really in a emergency to get a goal in the net. These guys are kind of playing a little sluggish. I don't know if their game style is maybe trying to be a little bit more controlled, but right now, Anchorage is just rolling all over the field with them.
Now, currently, it looks like Anchorage is just keeping them at bay. In Minneapolis, they have to have an opportunity to get a goal here. Attack, do something to give themselves, and that might be it. That is going to be it. Rakau from Minneapolis gonna pop that top right corner, giving them a goal, and that could just be what they need to start their momentum push through the rest of this series. Just have to see if they can work with that, or if that ends up firing up Anchorage so much that it works against them more than they want.
Well, momentum is a particular thing. It can shift at a moment's notice. And right there, Turbo and Shock finding the magic to try to get that ball in the net. It works out for them for one goal, and one goal may be all it takes. But, like we saw with Anchorage, it would definitely be a lot better to have that insurance policy. And Shock is going to insure it as he gets the second goal of the game. Doing it basically all by himself. Was 1v1 with Alex. Alex had no boost in the tank. Couldn't get it out of the way. Alex just had to throw something together. Unfortunately, backflips on the backboard. And that is going to be goal number 2 for Minneapolis. And it looks like Minneapolis' offense has finally shown up to the match.
It looks like you are not kidding, Raptor. They are showing up. It's 3-0 now, and they are definitely responding from what Anchorage did to them in game 1. They're not letting that get by so easily whatsoever. we're just gonna have to see. You know, is Anchorage really gonna let them get that much of a lead? I mean, they had such confidence in game one, and it looks like Minneapolis is saying, hey, we know you guys can play, but we can play better, and that's just their response right there. It looks like, oh wow, what a redirect coming from Ahmed off of the sidewall. Minneapolis pulling everything that they have out of their sleeve to try and get more goals on that board and keep getting that bigger lead. It looks like Turbo's
looking for the cross.
Oh my goodness, angry angle. That was gonna be gross, Raptor.
Oh, that was gonna be disgusting. I saw him on the backboard a little bit before the play even developed. I was kind of curious, you know, was that going to be kind of a stressful situation to leave his team with two back, but it ended up almost working out and beautifully, and Shock had just the perfect touch out to get it to Turbo. Unfortunately, it was not able to fall, but, you know, a lot of teams, when they get to this 3-0 position, they start to kind of just relax and start kind of, you know, playing smart Rocket League. But you know what? Minneapolis is like, man, we ain't about all that. We're going to shut you down and we're going to shove it in your throat.
That's a pretty good way of saying it, especially with that 3-goal lead and 1 minute and 24 seconds left for Anchorage to respond in game two. And it looks like it could be an opportunity for just these games to go back and forth. Anchorage went to game 5 in their first match of the night, and now you know, there could be an opportunity of a game 5 here for how Minneapolis is responding to Anchorage's game 1. A minute left, and Anchorage still has yet to have an opportunity to pass out to Rune, but Turbo read that and shut that down quick. Raptor, this second game is not going the way that I kind of thought it would have gone, especially after Anchorage took game 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Anchorage won by 3, and it looks like if everything holds the way it's holding right now, Minneapolis is going to win this one by 3. So, you know, quite a shift. You know, obviously, the in-between, they realized that they had to tighten up some things, and they have, for lack of better terms, have tightened everything up. And honestly, I guess tightened up is the wrong way, because right now they look like they are just absolutely playing fast and loose, and the flow is just absolutely changing. The momentum, the pace, everything has kind of gone in Minneapolis' way, and it is absolutely working out for them as they are running down the 10 seconds left. They've got a very comfortable lead here. Ball on the side of the field that they want it to be on. Shock not content with just putting the ball down, trying to go for the shot, but Alex blocks it away. And with 0 seconds, that's going to fall almost the goal number 4 there. Alex had to dive in and save it at the last second. That was dangerously close. But yeah, what a turnaround from Minneapolis. I mean, if you look at it, it almost looks like an exact opposite from game number 1. I mean, the scores are maybe a little bit different, you know, 567 from Shock. But you know, the score line definitely looking a lot better for Minneapolis. They're going to tie it up in this best of 5. Maybe a little bit of momentum shift looking for Minneapolis. I called them winning this, so you know, on the desk, it would be awesome to come true. But you know, anything could happen. I mean, these guys have gone back and forth. Nobody really having any outstanding plays. I mean, Shock had that one, or that Turbo had that one pass out, and it really worked out for them. But you know, nothing crazy, nothing outlandish, but just good, solid Rocket League.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and we're just gonna have to see how the games continue on, because it's becoming a pretty good matchup, if I do say so myself, between both of these teams, putting up such a fight. And yeah, Raptor, this is going to be a game for the reckoning, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully, if you're Anchorage, you're hoping that you know, what you're saying is true, because after a 3-goal loss, after already having a 3-goal win, you definitely want to you definitely don't want to take that one lying down. That's kind of a tough situation, and you know, maybe just things didn't go your way that last match and all that, but you know, you have to pick yourself back up. You have to say, okay, you know, we'll give that one to them, and we're just gonna keep with our game plan, just keep with the touches. A good shot there by Ruin. It's going to get blocked out. But 2 defenders in the net, kind of hard to score when you've got 2 people watching every which way. But Anchorage still has an opportunity here. They have got, and Ruin almost the double tap. Gonna get kicked out, but like I said, Anchorage still has an opportunity here. They just got to find a way to get this ball in the net.
Yeah, absolutely. Anchorage and Minneapolis going at it head-to-head. It's 0-0 here in Game 3 so far. And that was going to be a disgusting shot from Room, but a nice save from Shikau. And Minneapolis and both Anchorage have been pulling some crazy stuff from both sides of their field, just coming back and forth, some pass plays, solo shots, just absolutely pulling everything that they have from their skill book and putting it out on the field. And tied series right now. It seems like this is going to be a little bit closer than I was expecting originally. I was kind of expecting Anchorage to really have a lot more control over how the series was going to go, but Minneapolis is responding really well, and it's surprising me. Alex is going to take it downfield, an opportunity for a shot, but Ahmed quick to pinch that out and shut it down. Minneapolis going to clear it away, not wanting Anchorage to get any closer. We're 2 minutes into Game 3 and nothing on the scoreboard yet.
That could have changed it in a moment's notice, but we are seeing a lot of back and forth here in between the half and the quarter field of both sides. And like you pointed out, defense really is gonna, Caster's curse already affecting me, because I was just about to say the defense has been absolutely solid for both teams. Meta gonna miss that one, and Alex is gonna drop that one in. So week in, week out, I just get stuck with the Caster's curse, because I almost say things into existence. It's kind of creepy.
Hey, that's the life of being a caster. Whenever you're talking about what's happening on screen, you can almost tell. You can be a fortune caster. You know what I'm saying? Just tell exactly what's going to happen on the screen. It looks like Turbo going to try and pass it out to Shikau, and Shikau wasn't ready, so Rune's going to meet him. Shikau going to beat it up quick. It's up top, off the backboard. Alex quick to intercept that one, clear it out from dangerous territory. Anchorage now one on the board. Like I said a minute ago, could be a back and forth bit of games, and Anchorage wins one, Minneapolis wins the other. Just have to see if one of them is going to take an early on lead for this best of 5.
Well, but look at the difference between the two games we just had versus this game. The scoreline was absolutely crazily, super different last time. At this point in the game, one team or another was up by at least 2 goals, and now 1 goal is separating the winner from the loser. So, you can tell that the competition is starting to ramp up a little bit tighter. These guys are kind of getting back to their fields a little bit, and they're starting to be a little bit better about contesting the ball. It's just not leading to anything really, any major breakouts or anything. Alex gets a beat there on 2. He's got 1 to beat. Can he get the breakaway? He can't. But it's just saying, like I said, these guys are back and forth, and Spoil with no boost, looking for Ruin. Turbo able to block it out. Spoil on shock on no boost. Turbo trying to get the 50, beats out, but Spoil has no boost. He's got to back out. He's got to rotate around. He's going to do so, but that was a great opportunity if he just had the resources. Unfortunately, right now, Anchorage kind of just running short on resources when it comes to the final little bit that they need. But Spoil tries to get in, but Shock on no boost, and unfortunately, it's going to cross the cross.
It's right there. Oh my goodness.
God, nobody has boost. Nobody has boost. It's just who gets there first. And oh my God, Minneapolis survives, but what a dangerous situation. Nobody on the field has boost. And the ball was just there at the goal line.
Anchorage, they just needed to, even if they had some form of momentum, could have popped it right on through. All 3 defenders were just trying to clear it from Minneapolis, so would have even had another opportunity, but they just had to rotate back, didn't want to over push it. And with a 1-goal lead, I guess you could understand that, because if you can just hold defense and stay steady, you don't really have to worry as much, and it can just, you can play out the rest of the game, and it's so far it's working for him. Minneapolis has to have something now, put it into overtime if they want to take this game 3 or even have an opportunity to take it, and that's going to be Anchorage clearing it out and taking game number 3. And that's kind of what I was expecting, is just a back and forth with the Minneapolis responding after game 1. Anchorage was not going to let that go that easily.
No, I mean, the ball was right there on the goal line. Any Minneapolis player would have blown on the ball and it would have gone in. But what a defensive strategy from Anchorage. I mean, they just held on and just was locked into just man-to-man coverage, and they were just able to clear it out. But oh my God, I guarantee you, everybody on stream, and I know for me, I was in my chair just clenching, bro. Like, how did that ball just not go in? But Anchorage taking the win here in what has been a huge difference in shift of how the game has been played. I mean, like I said before, like the score line is completely different here. It only took one goal. Now I'm squeaking. It only took one goal for Anchorage to seal the deal here. Not sure what they did up, but you know, they were holding Minneapolis a lot more at bay. So a little bit more of that, and they are well on their way. They are on match point. They are ready to finish this. Anchorage needs one more final push to put Minneapolis away. Whew. Coming to kickoff here. Turbo, Scoil trying to take it. Scoil gets the touch. Shock all the way down the field. Has no boost. Looking for the backboard. Ruin's going to take that away from him. Turbo trying to get something started here. He had full boost, but elected the backflip. Not sure if he was maybe trying to communicate something a little different to his teammates. Ned's going to take the touch here, but it's going to go right to Alex. Alex going to dribble this out of the corner, trying to get it over across. Dangerous cross there. Nobody on the Minneapolis side was almost ready for it, but it does squeak out. Turbo pushes this downfield right into Alex. Alex going to slow this play down. Look for his teammate Ruin. Ruin's popping it up. Spoil air trying to get it, but Mdesda's there. Very, very close play there. Moving it down the field. Looking for somebody out in the center. Turbo finds Turbo, but it's going to be high. And that was dangerous. Turbo just pre-jumping the crap out of it, hoping that his teammate would see him. They did, but they just could not connect to it. And right now, Minneapolis looking like they're in control here, but have yet to score anything, and nobody in their team has yet to score anything. Already 2 minutes gone by on the clock, and it's starting to get a lot of pressure on the Minneapolis side. They need to come back. They need to get this win if they're going to stay alive in the series. And right now, they are doing a great job of keeping possession of the ball. Unfortunately, the defense for Anchorage holding out strong, not letting them get all the way to the goal line. That one sticks to the goal line. Aspa is looking for somebody out center, not going to find anybody, so he's going to try and take this on his own. Loses the boost. Pushes this up. Got plenty of boost to work with. Can he get something set up? Alex already on the jump. Denies him. So they're going to try and take the shot here. Desda pops this ball up. And Nuki, it is getting so back and forth right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're watching a ping pong tournament.
Just one side of the get it over the net, on the other side of the table and back on over. They're just trying to get something in. It's like game 3 a minute ago. We had nothing on the board, and then Anchorage with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left put one there, and then they just had to hold it the rest of the game. And it's looking like that's probably what might happen here unless Minneapolis gets one there sooner, and that's exactly what Turbo was trying to do. Shut down by Rune. There's a pass out mid, but nobody else is there to follow. Correction, Ahmed made me eat my words, came flying out of nowhere and almost put that in just a little bit too high over the backboard. Right now, Minneapolis is trying to do something to Anchorage, as Anchorage has not let them have a lot of breathing room in the first minute and a half of this game, and now seems like the rest of it's just back and forth between the players. Scoiler was going to put it up to the backboard, catch by Ahmed. Man, this elite tier is like no other. They really play well. It looks like it could just be out of the reach of Turbo. What a nice half flip and recovery to get behind that. Minneapolis still keeping it alive, and Anchorage trying their hardest to get another one on the board.
Well, I was looking at the salaries when I was going through production, and these guys are just so close to each other. There's just literally like pennies between these guys when it comes to the salary. These guys are so close together, and you're seeing that closeness in salary play out on the field as these guys are just back and forth, neck and neck every second of the game. These guys are just at each other, not giving an inch, and it has been a literal battle of inches as every goal has been extremely hard fought, as we saw one just go wide there, and Desta's going to get the backboard, trying to pop this down center. It looks like a runaway, but it just falls down to the center, just not a whole lot of power, but a sneaker. Alex going to get it from the corner, and that may be it. if we're following the game from last game, 1 goal was all it took, and Alex is going to be there to get that 1 goal. Oh man, Nuki, if you're Minneapolis, how you feeling right now?
Gotta be really sitting on the edge of your seat, forward focused. An opportunity for Anchorage to put a second one, and it's cleared out. Minneapolis, they have to tie this. They have no choice but to tie this or take this game, as Anchorage has them on the edge of defeat for the series. And Anchorage is definitely not making it easy, taking out 2 of the players on Minneapolis back to back. And Anchorage looking for an opportunity from Alex. A nice sidewall read. It's out to Ruin. Ahmed still stayed up with that. A nice read. Scoiler going to put it downfield, back and forth. It's sitting right there at the middle line of the field, and Minneapolis needs this as Ahmed's trying to bounce it over. A nice save from Ruin and a clear from Scoiler. Anchorage still holding this lead as we come down to the last 30 seconds of this game, and Minneapolis is needing to get one on the board.
The blocks and the saves are absolutely crazy from Anchorage right there. In any world, that ball would have gone in right there, but a great save by Alex, keeping this ball alive, trying to extend their lead as Anchorage. Minneapolis trying to make a push down the field. They've only got 10 seconds left to do it. It's not looking good for them as the ball is sitting right at midfield. They need this ball down in the orange half. Can they get something to happen here? Really with a great touch. It's actually going to help them out to back pass it. And Anchorage going to take the win here. But what a hard-fought win by Minneapolis. GG's to Anchorage for the win. But Minneapolis looked like they could have possibly turned it out there. Anchorage in just the last minute or so just cranked up the volume.
It was close. It was definitely a close match, but Anchorage ran it all the way through and took it in Game 4. Man, what a set of events. They played a Game 5 on their first match. I don't know how that went. It seems like they probably won it because they just played so well here. Ended up walking away with a good 3-1 take against Minneapolis. Gotta say, congrats, Anchorage. Good job.
Yeah, definitely gonna take a well-needed shower after that one, because I mean, I imagine Game 5 in their last series, if it was anything like this series, they were pretty much holding their breath in that Game 5. But they had to have been sweating when they saw that 3-1 lead coming out of Minneapolis in Game number 2. But able to settle in, able to get the wins here. Didn't need a whole lot of goals. They just needed that one, and that one was enough.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It turned out to be pretty good for Anchorage Aurora. So yeah, no, I think that a good congrats to them, and we'll definitely have to see how they continue to play forward through the season. We still have a few more matches to get to. We have Rochester Renegades versus San Antonio Stallions on the Academy tier coming up shortly. So if you do want to watch some more impressive Rocket League, don't go anywhere. Definitely want to stick around to see some more. But yeah, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Academy tier up next.
welcome back, everybody. CSA season getting started early. We had Minneapolis to take on Anchorage. Anchorage did walk away in the Elite Series in what was undoubtedly a very, very, very close series. Anchorage able to walk away with the win. But we're going to shift gears now over to Academy. We are going to be seeing Rochester take on San Antonio. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure San Antonio was either the champion or the contender for last season's playoffs. So hopefully trying to see San Antonio kind of move back into form from last season, but Rochester Renegades always being that team that could upset anybody. We're going to see if they're going to be able to do it again tonight. I know Rochester in the past has been a powerhouse team, but we're going to find out tonight. Week 1, starting out the season, everybody from every roster wants to start off strong. Pokey, welcome to the broadcast. It's wonderful to broadcast with you again.
Yeah. It is absolutely wonderful to broadcast with you. As you were saying, I mean, these are completely different teams than what we saw in Academy last season. So these are all pretty much new players, a lot of Power Hour players from last season finally, getting their chance to play in the big leagues. The big leagues are calling, and they got to pick up. So now in Academy, and this is the tier I'm in. I play in this tier. The only reason why I'm not playing right now is because my game got rescheduled. So I'm very excited to see, kind of get a feel for some of the teams that are in my tier.
Well, some could say you were scouting the other teams, but, like we just saw in the other match, I mean, week 1, teams have been scrimming all offseason. They've been, making swaps, making team changes. We're going to find out who has been grinding the best, getting their teammates, getting their chemistry down, getting their, their plays down, getting their rotations down. These are absolutely key things that are going to be, big time determiners whether you're going to be successful or you fall. So always kind of interesting to see how the first week of any season goes. But I think no matter what happens, I guarantee you we are going to see an absolute banger of a match. I mean, the last series was no exception, and I don't see why these guys in Academy are going to do any less. Like you said, these guys are coming out of Power Hour. They're looking to find a way to stand out, to try to make themselves look really good, and I just think that we're going to see an absolute just powerhouse crazy series.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, let's get into some predictions. Raptor, who do you think is going to win this week 1 match?
Oh my God. I see Mossy on the field. I've seen him play. I know Wrath. I've seen him play. I don't know anything too much about Tweedle coming off of the Rochester roster, but I certainly don't. I don't really know anybody from the San Antonio, but I do know the general manager. Who I know he is an elite player. So I don't know if maybe he was in the process of helping develop this team, but I don't think that he is going to be recruiting low-level players. So I want to say I want to root for San Antonio. I think they're going to do it, and I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it in 3.
Yeah, I agree. A couple names actually stand out for me on San Antonio. You got Cletus. I remember playing combines with them. When they peak and when they're on their game, they can really, make some noise. Even though the second lowest sal in the lobby, lowest sal on the team, it's still they can still compete. I still think they can, play with the team and compete well. We'll see if he decides to play himself tonight. And also you have Vexa. I know he's very good. I know Rochester has some strong names. Mossy, certainly a very, very hard player to play against. However, I'm going to give it to San Antonio. I think they got this in the bag. I'm going to say 3-1.
Ooh, two casters, two predictions of the same team. Me and Nuki were 1-1 in the last game, and Nuki was the winner on that one. So, I don't know. With a two-caster lead, that's going to be a tough one for Rochester to come over. But like you said, Mossy. I know Wrath. I've seen him play. I've played with him. If it's the same Wrath I'm thinking of, I definitely have seen him play, and I know he's got some very good talent around him. So this is going to be a tough one to definitely call. So it looks like we finally got everybody in the match. You know what? How about instead of sitting here talking about it, how about we just play?
Yeah, I completely agree. We're finally getting the game ready, set. This is the first week of Academy. Obviously kicking off Academy. Here we go. Game number 1 of best of 5 series.
I had a little bit of a weird kickoff strategy there. I don't know, maybe that was intentional, but it actually kind of threw him off a little bit. So, I mean, starting off strong, San Antonio taking the ball down the field. Cletus, like you said, looking to maybe show up here a little bit today, but gets beat, and Wrath is going to beat both of them. Otto can't get to it. Cleto's going to get credit for the goal, but we all saw the beat here, and Wrath, clearly the architect of that goal. But a really strong start for Rochester there.
Yeah, I mean, little bit of defensive mistake coming out from San Antonio as, they both double commit. I mean, it's still early in the season, so, getting used to each other is still kind of a theme here as well. So definitely, certainly interesting to see how this plays out. If Mossy gets a beat, that's backboard. Cletus can't quite get the read on that. Raph, follow-up shot, can't find it. Now Vexa's gonna just take the ball, try to just play possession here in Academy, especially in this tier. Making sure you have possession and put pressure on is very important.
Absolutely. Cletus getting the touch here, trying to get the reset, could get the reset, but he's going to be basically unrestricted until the goal line. Wrath able to knock it away. Mossy got the ball down. Let's see if he can get it across. Tweedle tried to put a shot on Cletus, easily there for it. Cletus looking for a second touch here, gets it, but Wrath is there to block it out to the side of the field. Wrath looking to play this off the quarter, look for somebody, finds Vex in the open. Cletus going to challenge here, gets the beat. There's nobody back right now. Cletus going to take his time trying to get the boost here. Goes underneath, trying to get the shot, but it's blocked away. Mossy with a great save there. Had to do what he had to do. It's just, if he didn't get it, it was going to be a goal for sure. But they survive for right now, and Rochester looking to try to seal the deal here. They lose possession. Otto going to push this out, but Tweedle right there for it, trying to get something going. Wrath gets bumped or something. I couldn't see what happened, but he gets pushed out of the play. And right now, the game starting to get very physical and pokey. With one goal up, Rochester's looking good, but they are getting manhandled across the field.
Yeah. I mean, they are certainly, as San Antonio starting to put some pressure on, get, comfortable in the rotation, start to find each other, kind of get those, first week, jitters out. Of course, as we see Raph just kind of bang that downfield, try to get a clear. I mean, here's just trying to get beats, trying to play rotational, try not to run into your teammate. And, it's just how it plays as decent shot for go, but no goal there. And, I mean, just Mossy with the bang. Vexa just back and forth ping pong right now, as we don't really see one team able to put on too much pressure.
Well, Vexa got a really good touch there. Unfortunately, he did not have anybody to go with him. Mossy going to push this down the field. Vexa going to get the save out to the side. Otto takes the ball, but Wrath steals it away from him in the corner now. Vexa going to move this downfield. Misses the touch. Cletus there to back it up, but Tweedle gets it down. Wrath blocking this over, trying to get to the corner, looking to find a way over top of Vexa. He does, and Mossy is there to clean it up. And Rochester now with a second goal. That insurance policy is looking really good if you're Rochester, but I tell you what, San Antonio, they have got to get something together here if they stand a chance of tying this up and at least tying this up.
Yeah, it's just kind of playing clean Rocket League and trying, not to make any rotational mistakes and trying to have good, consistent defense as that might be. And one misses, follow-up shot is in, and Cletus is going to strike right back for San Antonio.
A great clear there by Otto. Vexia getting the touch, tried to get a double tap, maybe kind of scared the defense there, making two of them jump, and Cletus able to just find the hole. So Rochester giving one back to San Antonio, but they're going to need to get one more. They have a minute and 30. They have time to do it. Are they going to be able to muster up enough power and enough of a possession to maybe to get around this Rochester defense, who has so far been fairly consistent in their touches? So we'll see how this goes as Tweedle gets the pop up, looking for a corner read, gets pushed off the corner, bounces high. Vexia challenged by a blue teammate of Rochester. Couldn't see who it was. Tweedle popping this up, looking to get a touch here, misses the touch. Otto trying to block this away. Wrath gets a shot, looking for Tweedle off the side, but Tweedle blocks his own shot. That was kind of a questionable call there. It looked to me like the ball was gonna go in if even if Tweedle hadn't done anything at all. So kind of an unfortunate situation there for Rochester. Nothing really hurting them. They are still in the lead, but that could have been a definite insurance policy. As Pokey, 3-1 kind of always just feels better than 2-1. What do you think?
Yeah, I certainly agree. I mean, that was just a wide open miss, but it doesn't look like they're gonna really be punished too much for it. So it looks like they're just able to hang on, keep the 2-goal lead for now. Pass up to Cletus, but can't quite find it now. If they can control this ball, pass shot in. Oh my gosh, Vexa will tie it up.
Vexia just gets a great touch here. Cletus in there to get the touch. He had no boost, and nobody was there. Vexia able to sneak through the defense, get his own second touch, and that is going to tie it up with 1 second. We are game one. We are going to go into overtime unless something absolutely crazy happens here on the kickoff. Vexia looking to try to make this happen. Can't quite so far. Ball is still up. Otto getting the touch. Is he going to try to get the double tap? He can't not get there, but it's going to get blocked down. And we are in our first overtime of the night. Otto trying to pop this up. Gets blocked out by Tweedle. But it's staying on the Rochester side. Otto popping this up, looking for his teammate Vexia, who can't quite get there. This overtime, it's anybody's game, but looking at it so far, San Antonio has had fairly consistent control of the ball. So I don't know, Pokey, it's kind of hard to tell at this point, but what do you I think Rochester could walk away with it as long as they try to get a shot to come in here.
Yeah, certainly Rochester putting on some aggressive pressure here. Unfortunately, wide open net went sky high about to the crossbar, but they're still not giving up the pressure yet, as Cletus is going to try to bang it downfield. One gets demoed, so should have a decently good touch. Tweedle can't quite get a good read on it. Ottawa's awkward, has to leave play. It's going to stay on. And Tweedle's got to clear out. So far, it might look scrappy. However, San Antonio is still just holding on defense.
Yeah, their defense is definitely holding on strong here. And just the relentless pressure by Rochester right now, is a very good indicator of how strong your defense is. A demo, Cletus getting taken off the field here, but Vexia able to clear it out, able to buy his team time to get that reset on the. Oh no, it's going to go in. Tweedle gets the touch. An unfortunate series of events here for San Antonio. Vexia jumps up for the touch. Otto and Cletus with a miscommunication on whose turn it was to go, and that leaves the net wide open. Perfect for a shot for Rochester. Rochester going to walk away with the first match here. And kind of an unfortunate series of events there for San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, just miscommunication. And unfortunately, Rochester was just hounding them with pressure. However, shout out Rochester for being able to keep the pressure on, not force the balls in their own half, and Yeah, it's certainly a great game from Rochester. Tweedle, 2 goals, 3 saves. Just pretty well. Got scary in the end, but I'd say it was a pretty well played game from Rochester.
Yeah, Rochester looked really good, and this is the Mossy and Wrath that I know. I know that they have been playing together for a while, so it's kind of cool to see them on the same side of the field together and seeing them come into this game looking pretty strong together. I'm kind of hoping to see these guys kind of connect a little bit more. Like I said, I know they've been playing together for quite a bit of time, so I'm kind of interested to see how this works with the chemistry between them and Tweedle. Tweedle looked to be absolutely the strongest player on that last game, but yeah, you don't want to count any of these Rochester players out. These guys are all dangerous in every area of the field.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. Very dangerous over San Antonio. I know they're going to want to get their gift back on this game, try to tie the series up as they're looking to put off pressure early. Shot goes high, and it's top corner throughout as he'll put one in.
Cletus gets the touch here. Tweedle kind of stuck by himself. Unfortunately, by yourself, ball in the air, not a great combination. Found himself awkward trying to decide which way that ball was going to go, and unfortunately, he just chose the wrong direction. So, Wrath going to get the touch here, trying to get a second touchdown. Can't get it. Mossy looking to be the next one up. No, he gets beat by Otto, who just finds the corner. Somehow that ball didn't kick into the net. Very, very lucky for Rochester there. But Wrath moving this ball down the field. Cletus popping this ball up. Maybe trying to find somebody center. Misses the touch. It would have been a great touch on center. Bexley was there in the weeds waiting for it. Otta going to have to play the last man back here. Cletus finally rotates around him. Goes up for the touch. Wrath gets it by him, but it goes right to Otta, who's going to try and do his best to slow this play down, get his teammates back into position. Mossy reading the touch. Tweedle's popped this ball back up. Has no boost to work with, so Tweedle's going to take it. Otta with on no boost, able to get the clear out. A lot of power generated for not having a lot of boost there. Vexia get the touch. Mossy passes this back out, and I'm starting to see a lot of back and forth here. Nobody really making any real advancement. Tweedle's going to be forced to push this ball back into his own half. Able to get it out, but Tweedle's going to be there to take the ball away from him. Mossy gets a good 50 here. Vexia tried to put it up, but Tweedle running this to the side, pops it off the wall, looking for a touch here. It's wide open, gets a flick on top of it. Tweedle getting the ball right past Otta. Kind of a stretch to call that a flick, really, but able to just pop this ball off the top of his car. Otta tries to jump for it, couldn't get the read, and we are all tied back up.
Yeah, San Antonio just giving him a little too much space there, leaving the net mostly open as Vexa's going to try to get one back. Tweedle's going to bring it down the other way. I have no idea what just happened there. Raph pushing it up. No one's there middle for the rebound. Oh, there's Mossy. Mossy's going to bring it up backward. Tweedle's there. Off of backward. Can't find it. Raph now can't quite get it. Now Otta left with an open net. Can they get the rebound? Yes, they can. And Otta will take the second goal in the lead for San Antonio.
Raph just gets the beat there. Mossy gets kind of lost in the sauce there. Had to make a dive for it. He was the only person in the blue side of the field. Unfortunately, just gets beat by Otta. Otta cleaning up the crossbar touch there. Vexia looking to pop this ball up. Okay, slows it down a little bit. That's actually a really great call. Able to get past Wrath. Peter's taking the ball away from him. Mossy trying to get the clear here. Gets a touch. Gets it over one. Otta taking a wide shot here. Looks like he may. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw Wrath kind of not moving there. Looks like he was just kind of stalling for time. Tweedle getting blocked out by Otta. Mossy popping this up. Looking for maybe a dribble. No, Vexia's going to be there to clear it. Wrath popping this ball up off the sidewall. Gets it looking for the backward. Tweedle can't get the backward. That's going to leave Otta with a ball down the field here. Mossy's finally back. Vexia popping this ball up, gets to the corner, and it's just absolutely just back and forth right now, just like we kind of would have expected given the last game. But right now, San Antonio holding on to that 1-goal lead, and that, has proven that sometimes just one is all you need.
Yeah, however, San Antonio looking to keep this one in, try to get another goal here as Vex is going to just bang it past. Is that just it? That is. Where are the defenders on that one?
Well, Mossy kind of just got blocked out there. He was trying to go for the pass downfield. Raph on that right side was maybe reading that the 50 was going to go a different direction. So they just kind of just lost touch with what was happening on the field for just a minute. And, just that 1 second of a lapse in judgment can be the decider here. Wrath gets a good block, trying to get Mossy with a good 50. Mossy trying to continue to play here. May have a chance here. Tweedle getting the ball. He's getting ready to pop it off the ceiling. Has got no boost to work with, leaving it for his teammates. Mossy and Wrath kind of stuck together in the midfield. Right now, I'm starting to notice that Rochester being very aggressive with the rotation, but they have had a lot of instances where their back man kind of just gets in an awkward situation, and it's basically a drag race all the way back. As we see, look, they're pushed up yet again, and it's a drag race again to the back net, and this time Vexia is going to make them pay for it. And right there is exactly what I've been calling. They have been playing so aggressive on the offense that they just forget that there is also a need to play defense.
Yeah, I think they're all just trying to be the hero, and when everyone tries to be the hero, heroes just aren't a thing because they aren't anyway.
Well, Pokey, if you're not a hero, you're a loser, right? So.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe you're just like, what if you're just a fraud? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, then you get to kiss the princess. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that is fair here. Bar down. Vexa follow-up shot. Cletus trying to sink it in, just punishing this backboard, and Oda will finally score 4-goal lead for San Antonio.
Hey, and we were talking about I was saying that the defense was lacking, at the midfield when they were getting aggressive, but looking at that play, it doesn't matter if the defense is back. They still cannot do anything against the San Antonio offense. These guys are just absolutely on a tear right now. A lot of mistakes coming out from Rochester, but San Antonio has done a very good job of making them pay for every single mistake that they have made.
Yeah, just San Antonio just playing just clean Rocket League, just punishing those mistakes. However, that's looked wide open from my angle, not quite. We just gonna try to drop it down. And yeah, just San Antonio playing off mistakes, not being too aggressive, just kind of letting the ball come to them and going from there. Certainly much better performance in game 2.
Oh yeah, just a little bit of a night and day performance-wise between Rochester and San Antonio from the last game. Rochester, the last game, looked fairly comfortable in their own skin, but they had the lead in the series, and I don't know if their play style is just they feel like they have to be aggressive all the time, but that aggressiveness kind of, in my opinion, looked like it kind of hurt them in this game. And I think San Antonio recognized the aggressiveness of that third man, and for almost every counterattack, San Antonio made Rochester pay for leaving that third man too far up.
Yeah, Rochester kind of overcommitting a lot. They need to really clean things up here rotationally if they want to, stay in the series. Currently 1-1 series score. And certainly going to have to play, just cleaner rotations. You don't have to do too much. I feel like they were all trying just to do way too much. You just show out, kind of let the ball go to you, and I think that's how Rochester can kind of get this one back.
Absolutely. They definitely need to kind of focus more on getting that last man able to clear the ball. When you go from the transition from third man up to one man, it's definitely a key to be able to get that ball past at least one defender. when you're rotating, that should be, as the one man, that should be your only biggest concern, is just trying to get it past one person. Maybe look for a pass, maybe look for a bump. But right now we're seeing that Rochester's rotations are, I don't want to say sloppy, but they are lacking any substance. And San Antonio has just looked like the more crisp, clean team, coming right all the way down to what we're seeing right now. Otta getting a good touch, and I've noticed that San Antonio are looking for open plays. They're not trying to force any type of crazy plays. They're just finding the openings and then just playing off of those openings. Really doing a really good job of working together as a team that I'm just not really seeing out of Rochester. Rochester, it seems like everybody wants to be their, like you said, wants to be the hero, and heroes are not what is needed right now. They just need to be able to pull together as a team and just try to maybe play a little bit more man-to-man on the defense, and hopefully get a bang across the transition offense, and then, kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some great, almost team plays coming off from Rochester there, putting some pressure on San Antonio. San Antonio able to escape that, for now at least, as Rochester, maybe we're trying, finally playing more as a team here, as Raph bumps one off. Vexa has a free net, okay.
Well, I mean, kind of a miscommunication, and Mossy bumping into his teammate, sending Wrath all the way up the field. Mossy kind of hoping that Tweedle is there. Unfortunately, it just kind of goes off the top of his car and just redirects back into his own net. So tough situation there, but it's all stemming from what what I was talking about earlier. The rotations are fundamentally broken, and unfortunately, everybody's just trying to guess where everybody is, and nobody's really able to make any type of solid decision. Is Otta able to just pop this one up to himself, lands it, pops it back up, and Wrath just kind of stuck, just throwing himself at the ball, not really anywhere near even close to it, and that's going to cost them. And San Antonio extending their lead to what they were in the last game. And looking at last game, if everything holds true, the 2 goals is all they're going to need.
Yeah, and San Antonio, they're getting New York kind of awkward on defense. However, New York, though, with a good counter chance, and Cletus will make the stop there. Tweedle follow up on it. Vex is waiting on the backboard. And now New York trying to put some pressure on. However, great fake from Vex, so that net is seemingly wide open, but can't quite get the angle there. As Vex looking for a double tap to go. Slight miscommunication there. And Cletus just putting back on more pressure for San Antonio.
San Antonio just looks so much more comfortable. I mean, they're playing you can tell that they're just kind of playing loose. They're not really, but unfortunately, Otta gonna put one in on his own net. That's tough. I was gonna say, these guys look like they're not panicking. They're not making diving touches. They're not really making too many risky plays. They're just seeming so much more comfortable than Rochester. And I don't know if maybe it's just a product of, like you said, first week jitters. I don't know how much these guys have practiced together or how much scrim time they've had in the offseason, but and I know that this is a new team, at least a new roster, not necessarily a new franchise, but I don't know, just for some reason it just looks like Rochester is just playing so uncomfortable, whether it's just the pressure from San Antonio or maybe just pressure on themselves that they think that they should be playing them.
Yeah, San Antonio, getting a little nervous here on defense as one misses. Can't quite find it. Now San Antonio are able to get a clear. I mean, I feel like that was New York's kind of chance to get it. However, it's all too far up, and Mossy is going to get the second goal and tie it up.
In a rare overcommit for San Antonio this time, Cletus had to try to get the save there. He was the only one that was going to be able to get back, and both of the other teammates from San Antonio, they were on the opposite sides of the field. They just had no way of getting back to it. So that's the tie-up that Rochester has needed. But I just don't know that they're going to be able to pull it together enough to get this done. I mean, like I said, they have been playing so awkward. They just, from the broadcaster perspective, they just feel like they've just been playing so, I don't know, so, I hate to use the word monkeying, but it looks like they're just monkeying the ball around the field. Not really able to pull anything cohesive together. And like I said, whether that's new team jitters or what, definitely something that they're going to need to look into, especially coming into the second match or second week of the season, if they're able to walk away with this one.
I mean, yeah, with the ball touch the ground here, we're probably likely to see overtime here in this game. I mean, New York's been slowly looking better, I'd say, throughout this series, just slowly getting better, slowly figuring it out. I don't see them, like, making as many mistakes as they were before, especially in the second half of this game, where it's just been playing off mistakes, trying to play with each other more, and just trying to find each other more, even if, like, they don't quite connect. Even looking for a pass is huge. As Sam I have to figure this one out. Otta's a little awkward, and Mossy is just there and gets the touch. New York will take the game.
And a little bit of a mistake there by Vexia. He was trying to pop this ball up off the corner, but unfortunately, Wrath able to cut off the play there. Mossy reading it, able to drop it in, and that is going to tie up that is going to put Rochester one ahead. But I tell you, that was definitely well fought. But I think if Rochester were able to put together a little bit more, I mean, like you said, they did start to pull some passing plays together. They did start pulling a couple more, as indicated. I mean, Tweedle had 2 assists by himself and Wrath with the 1. So everybody really had a hand in the 3 goals that were scored. But the problem really, I mean, you got 4 shots by Mossy, 4 shots by Wrath, and Tweedle with 3. You know, so they're shooting a lot. They're just not able to convert it. And, you know, some of those shots were kind of errant shots. So, I mean, you know, Rocket League counts shots a little weird. But like you said, if they're able to pull together and able to work a little bit better on the team plays, I really think that we would definitely see a different Rochester team.
I mean, yeah, certainly. I mean, they were still able to take the last game, you know, coming down from an 0-2 deficit, slowly figuring things out here. Rochester, I feel, you know, kind of similar issues here, just need to find cleaner rotations and just kind of need to find each other. Pinch goes downfield, and Mossy can't quite get there in time. Squeal trying to pop it up. Vex is there. Mossy able to get back just in time. 0 boost. He's not going to do much with it. Otta's going to get the challenge. And ball pass out mid. I've not really seen any options mid. Cletus going to try to get something going. Can't quite find it. Vexia. I mean, San Antonio. Wow. Are really looking good at Cletus. Is going to sink that in. What a goal.
And what a read by Cletus to just keep in the way of that. Mossy, unfortunately, going to kind of be in own goal territory as it bounced off of him to finally sink it in. But that's just unfortunate by Mossy. He's got plenty of boost to work with here. Tried to go for the reset, just missed the timing on it. Going to pop this ball out. Wrath looking to challenge in the midfield, gets the 50, Otta going its way. Vexia already up, looking for the double tap, but it bounces off the top of the crossbar. That was almost an insane touch by Vexia. He had no boost. He jumped from half field to get that touch. He just pop this up. He's got nobody there. Mossy finally turns on it. Had to be the last back, but Raz, no boost. Tries to jump up. Otto with plenty of boost, though. Able to squeeze this one in. And San Antonio, 2 quick reaction goals here. Peters with the first one, Otto with the second one. And it just looks like defensively, Rochester having a hard time with these aerial plays.
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, a lot of doing, especially at this tier, just comes from getting those beats, just playing faster than your opponent and playing, having better rotations here as Raph almost able to sink that one in, just misses. And Demo starts to come out here, just playing faster than your opponent, just getting beats, playing good positioning. I mean, that's just how you win games. And I mean, to win the game, you also have to win the game. So there you go. That's what San Antonio's doing right now. However, Raph is going to put one in and put Rochester on the board.
Yeah, and you were kind of hinting towards it where, you can't win a game if you don't score any goals. So Rochester doing a good job there. Raph able to put one in. That puts them back within one. San Antonio looking to try to get back in this, but with everything kind of tightening up right now, both teams kind of settling in. Lots and lots of demos happening on the field. I can't even keep track of who all was dead, but it looked like most of the Rochester roster was off the field for just a few seconds. Doesn't look like it's hurt them so far. Raz with a rare misflip there. I think he was trying to go off the ceiling, but he just kind of went to double jump it and just kind of missed it. Raz getting it back though, popping this up, Otto popping it up, looking for a teammate. Nobody's up. It's kind of an unfortunate situation. I kind of feel like somebody should have been up there. That could have been a dangerous situation for Rochester if one of the San Antonio players was up. Maybe a little bit of a hesitation there, but at this juncture, I don't know. Well, I mean, San Antonio is up too, so do they? I don't know if they really need to put the pressure, but it's going to get equalized by Mossy here. A little bit of a low five there for his teammate. Tweedle popping us up. Mossy getting the touch. I think it's trying to get there. God bless his soul, he tried, but it could not get there. And we are all tied up. Rochester equalizing here. 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left to play. And now it's starting to look like anybody's game. And, if this is true, Rochester is on match point.
Yeah, and I mean, that net is just wide open. San Diego blowing yet another 2-goal lead. Not going to feel great there. The previous play, insane passing play. Now Toledo just left with a wide open net and will sink it in. Rochester up a goal, and that could be what determines the series here, Raptor.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, San Antonio was starting to almost feel like they were starting to, get a little comfortable, but Rochester saying, no, you don't need to be getting comfortable yet. This thing is not yours to lose. We're going to do everything we can to keep you as awkward as possible because we want this win. And, they have started to pull things together. I've noticed that Rochester started to do a lot better than we've seen, earlier on in the series of trying to find each other, trying to find team plays here, trying to find open lanes, get the ball down the field. Vexia jumping for a Hail Mary here. Able to scoop it up, trying to get it downfield. Vexia has to come off the back wall. Vegas tries to challenge, runs himself out of boost. Mossy also out of boost. Wrath with low boost here. Gonna get the touch though. Gonna send this over to Otto. Otto's gonna pop this up. Maybe looking for something off the backboard, but Mossy was already on the backboard. Gonna get stalled here at the goal line. A little bit of a double commit there. Wrath jumped, but was able to get off of it in time. Able to put himself back on 4 wheels. Just enough to get the ball slowed down. Gonna find this over to Tweedle. Tweedle gonna find Mossy looking for something. Mossy gets blocked out. And we're starting to see a little bit of a counterattack here by San Antonio. These guys are trying to push this ball down the field. And so far, it's looking good for them. They have a few players to beat. Mossy able to get there. And, I mean, Pokey, this ball is just... It misses the net. It wants to find a home. Unfortunately, nobody's able to get it back into its home.
Yeah, San Antonio, 10 seconds. That could be what ties this game up. Rochester only has to hold on for 5 more seconds of pressure from San Antonio's mounting. Is someone there? Vexia is one more. Otto with a chance to have a 0-second magic. Cletus gets blocked away. Vexia, everyone on San Antonio, 0 boost. Last chance to keep this one alive. Ball still kept in the air by Cletus. However, everyone's still 0 boost for San Antonio, and that is going to be game and series. Rochester will win 3-1.
You know, this is game one. This was game one of the entire season. So, both teams gonna walk away here with some things to talk about in the replay review. But overall, Rochester did a competent job. They were able to do things with the ball when it mattered. There was definitely some mistakes on both sides. Both sides definitely have some cleaning up to do in practice. But overall, I was kind of worried about Rochester there at the very beginning, but they definitely turned it around, and good for them on that program to walk away with the win.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Rochester just able to play speed, finally get comfortable, get into the series, and once they did that, they played pretty well. I mean, obviously a lot to work on rotationally for both these teams. I mean, but I think once they can get some of those rotations worked on, both these teams are going to be a strong contender for, doing well this season. And I'm starting to get a little nervous after looking at my competition. So definitely excited to play some of these teams later on this season. And yeah.
Well, coming up very, very soon after the break, we're going to see Kansas City taking on Portland in our novice division. Going to be a good game as well. I am going to step away from the broadcast booth. I have some homework to do for school, but here in just a few minutes, we're going to get this game kicked off, and we'll see who can take the first game of the season in the novice series. Going to be a good one. Guys, stick around. We will see you guys here in just a few more minutes.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to CSA Season 3, Week 1. This time, our final match of the night, we have the Portland Reign and Kansas City Thunderbirds in Novice. Joining me is EXO, my teammate on Portland, and we're ready to kick it off tonight.
Oh yeah, can't wait to get into these exciting matches. Hopefully they put on a show for us.
Yeah. For Portland, it was a 3-0 win against Denver. For Kansas City, they didn't score a report yet, so I don't know. But our Novice team is pretty good. We can talk about that. But producing for us today is Nuki, and he's the GOAT, greatest of all time. This is week 1. Before we have a couple more weeks and then the first major. So all these matches are important because you play everyone in your conference to decide the seeding of that major. So I mean, every point counts, every game win counts. Because every game win you get a point. And I mean, you need that to be a good team. EXO, what are you thinking of both these teams today?
Don't have many thoughts, honestly. Haven't looked at the roster a whole lot, but I have seen obviously the Portland side. I have confidence in those players that they're going to be able to bring us a good match. And I mean, really, as far as entertainment goes, I'm just hoping we get 5. I'm hoping it goes the distance, and yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. As we're just kind of waiting on the two teams to get in here. They've been pinged and notified and everything, so we'll see how long it takes. But as for, I mean, the rest of tonight, as we just keep on waiting. Oh my God. Okay. One second, guys. Okay, my team is coming. They made the lobby and didn't join ours. That's really good. Good from them. I guess they didn't know they were on stream, but whatever. Yeah. So looking around CSA this season, when we add 8 more franchises, and which means it's a lot tougher to make playoffs this season. It cuts, if you're not in the top 12, you don't make it. So every match this season is important. As opposed to last year, you could kind of coast and be fine. You can have bad weeks. Like, you have to be one of the best teams this year, and I mean, that's big. It adds a layer of excitement that we weren't used to in the past seasons, and it's gonna be fun to see, especially because of how important seeding for the major is, because you need all the points you can get, and one of our teams is in. Just waiting on Kansas City now. But if you had to predict, EXO, who would you take?
I mean, I don't want to be biased here, but I do think Portland should take it. A little bit like I've been saying, I'm just hoping for an incredible series throughout. And I mean, yeah, this match, all the matches in the first few weeks leading up to the first major are very integral for these teams. I mean, because in theory, higher seeding means you get higher or easier matches in the major. So all these teams, they need to be putting on their A game, and I'm ready to get this show on the road.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like we have everybody in here. Yep. Alrighty. Here we are. It'll be Portland in the orange, and Kansas City in the blue. Best of 5 coming up for our final match of the night. It's Novice, and right off this left ball, it's Pitt. Looks for one more. That dunk down off the crossbar. Bev goes up. He'll take the 50. Technical, another 50, and it's just stays in the blue half. A good bump there. And not a lot of boost for Kansas City to start. I do know for Portland, it's a super mechanical team. They're just going to try to boost starve you and just beat you with pure mechanics. We'll see how Kansas City counteracts that. Touch from Technical, one more down, 50's away, and a bang out. That's all that Kansas City can really muster right now. Kind of launching the ball downfield as it stays in this blue half.
Yeah, really aggression from this Portland side. Kansas City able to break out a little bit here, trying to get some aggression. Shot on net, but it is off target. Portland able to take this lightly. Haven't really seen too many convincing attacks yet, but still early in the game. Pitherneck's trying to carry it out. Pretty able to deflect it. Zoinky also trying to clear it out. Only goes as far as Techni though, just pops it up to Lucid. Trying to get it towards the net, but just can't quite find it.
Yeah, as here comes Zoinky. Zach puts it towards the middle. No one there. A double commit does come out, and Technical on no boost. So some openings here in the midfield. That would be banged downfield by Bev. Zach with no boost. He's stuck. Pretty has to come bail him out. Technical will fake this one. Bev infield. Pith gets bumped. Bev can stay on this though with full boost. There's one off the left wall. Looks for the pass infield. No one there to commit. As no real boost for Portland there, and the attack will fizzle out. Lucid left corner. Looks for one more. Doesn't get the 50. Technical with the clear. Pretty with the touch towards net. It is just high. Ev with a good skim. And they're trying to get it out, but Zoinky Zach with another touch. Bev clears to his corner. Does get his boost taken. And he will eventually be able to boom it away. But just for the moment, that one was Technical. Dangerous still. Pretty goes missing. A fake, and Technical takes 1-0. Now it's Portland with no boost. So that's a good infield pass. Technical looks for the air dribble. Dusted to it. And they'll have to restart again.
It's been a lot of booming the ball around here in the first half of the game as we get closer to that halfway mark. But it did slow down a little bit toward in the last few seconds here. There's a demo coming out. Shot. Not quite. Pretty able to get it off to the corner. Lucid with a big clear. Technical. Trying to gain control. It's a touch. Pitherneck. Follow up. Shot. Not quite. Bev going to try to sneak it in. Zoinky able to get the clear though. Portland kind of living in this blue half right now. The aggression seems to be working. Zoinky with
big
a miss. Bev trying to get that hit, but it's just slightly off target. Technical trying to sneak it. It's off the post. And the attack or counterattack for Kansas City. Trying to get it downfield, but they're still low on boost. Not much for any of these players. It's going to be an easy take to the corner for Portland.
Yeah.
They're going to have to try to break out quick, though. They don't want to be stuck back here.
Yeah, as Bev will try to get the pit. It's shut down. Technical on no boost. Does get the beat. And they'll have a chance here. Not a bounce that I don't think anyone was anticipating. Bev up for the double. Can he finish? He'll leave it. Technical shot. It's in. An open net. And Portland leads with 95 seconds to play here in game 1.
I mean, enough of those open looks at the net. One's got to go in eventually. Portland will open up the scoring here. Got a minute and 30 left to go. Still plenty of time for Kansas City, but they're going to need to be able to break out of their half more often.
Yeah, for sure. This one will go towards Pitt with a fake. He'll leave it for Technical, who they both whip. Bev with a free ball. Looks for one more touch. Beat gets it over pretty. Bev the double. Can't finish, but still dangerous. Can Lucid shoot? He can't, no. Technical the 50. Back out towards the middle, and it falls right to Pitt. One more touch. Pretty the save. And demoed for that. Bev a good 50. Out the tech. The shot. Slotted. 2-0 with a minute to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great 50 in the corner from Bev to get it straight out to Techni. Another wide open net. Could have put that pretty much anywhere. And yeah, it's a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty dominant from Portland so far. And Pretty up, he's 50 away. Pitt, one more, it's solid 50 again, and no one there for Kansas City. They don't seem to be really trusting themselves in offense right now. The reset denied, and that does get past Technical, so a one-on-one. Zach versus Bev. Bev goes missing. Pretty the shot, it's just wide. Lucid, can he finish? He'll shoot, he'll go wide.
The post.
It was 40 seconds left. That was their best chance so far. You got to bury with those.
Yeah, I mean, just slightly off target. Kansas City only got 30 seconds left. They're going to have to try to find something if they don't want to go down early. But they're still under pressure. That shot almost leaks in. Lucid trying to take it under control. Next, able to cut it out a little bit, slow it down towards the midfield. Over to Lucid with a shot.
That one is just open.
Yeah, another open. It's pretty much been all open nets is how these goals are coming in.
Yeah, good beat by Pretty there. And just out of position there by the third man. With 13 seconds, game's nowhere close to over. We'll see if a little kickoff stretch comes out from Kansas City. They'll just play it normally. A close sheet was there, and Lucid will put it down into the end. Pretty goes up. Zach with the fake. Gets shut down by Technical. A huge save coming across his net. Pith with the beat. 1 second to play, and it's down. They'll take game one.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty dominant showing. I mean, other than the late goal. But Portland looking like they are going to be off to a good start here. Technical getting both goals, both assists from Bev. Those two seem to be clicking.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, this is a team that I think has insanely high ceiling. But, for Kansas City, they had chances. They really did. You put 7 shots on that, you only score 1. They had that one opportunity where they missed about 3 open nets wide. So, could have been a tie game for sure. For a game 2, you got to feel good if you're Portland. For Kansas City, just try and find the back of the net and try and control this ball to not allow Portland to just keep it in your half the entire game.
Yeah, for sure. You can't be stuck in defense all game because obviously you can't score any goals.
Yeah.
Technical trying to get to this left wall, grab the mid boost, pushing it into the corner. More early aggression for Portland, but Kansas City are dealing with it. Bev trying to get a shot on net, but it's blocked out. Zoinky trying to take that out, but Pippen actually just there to cut it out. Technical keeping it in the midfield. Pitt for the follow, shot on net, cleared away by Zoinky into the corner, but Bev is there.
Technical with a fake. They'll leave it for Pith, who will just put it into the corner. 2 goes. Zoinky takes it from Pretty bad boost. Bev with a good first touch, but can't get the follow. Technical pops it high. Pith is bumped, so Lucid will have a free touch into this left corner. That one's banged away. No boost for the follow. Pretty will be first to this. He'll put it high. Technical downfield. Zoinky Zach with the save. Pretty easy for him. And a big miss on the wall there. Bev let in. That one off the back wall. Pretty's awkward, but a huge demo in the midfield to eliminate the shooter. And Portland will have to restart here. A good dunk. That is awkward for Pith. Can the shot come in? It will be Lucid. He's not dreaming tonight. It's a goal. And they have the lead.
Yeah, you see the ball just leaking out in the midfield. 2 go from Kansas City. Lucky, a little bit lucky that they were able to find that shot, or else they could have been in dire straits.
Yeah, for sure. Bad neutral kickoff here. Low into the left corner. Zach will take this. Get one down. Is there a shooter? It's pretty. And it's a 2-goal lead. Just like that. Early in game 2.
I mean, a bit of some awkward play in the corner. Technical just not able to get the clear, and it's another goal. Pretty similar to the last.
Yeah, for sure. Another kickoff here. Goes neutral. Pith with a one-on-one chance. Lucid will just go quickly and get the dunk, but 2 up for Portland. It's Bev off the crossbar and in. 2-1. Lead cut in half.
And they're really lighting up the scoreboard at the start of this game number 2. Already a same scoreline as we had in that game number 1.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, 3 goals in like a minute and 15 seconds. Ready off the backboard. Technical with a good clear. Zach with a huge miss. Technical gets an awkward touch. Lucid get control, but not a lot of boost. They are able to recuperate it. Lucid will take that 100. It's just dumped into the corner. Both teams playing really strongly through the opposite team's corner. Wouldn't mind seeing a couple more infield passes, but Pitt with a good beat on one. Pretty takes a 50. Zach to the left wall. Pitt will stay here with 0 boost. A double commit does come. And Technical, the only one with boost on the team, does get 50'd away. A huge pre-jump by Pitt. Zach upward here. Handy's bump. Where's the shot? It's taken by Technical, but it's shut down. And the Kansas City defense has looked more structured here in game 2.
Yeah, a lot less frantic play, but they're still being trapped in their half. They got to be able to break out here. They do have the lead, so it's not a huge deal, but they don't want to be stuck under this pressure. As Lucid is able to try to get into the mid and not quite able to connect. Bev gonna clear out. Trying to get Portland out. They need a goal to level the match back up. That's a shot from Zoinky off the crossbar. It's on the goal line. What a save from Pitt. Zach trying to get it back towards the midfield. No one there. Technical able to carry it out. Back into the corner. Lucid with a touch out. Pitt there to meet. Off the ceiling. Pretty is there. Lucid with a big clear. Now Technical's going to have to try to buy time for the rest of his team to get back. He will. Tried to carry it over one, but Pretty cuts it out. Pitt.
Good 50.
Decent 50 out. Maybe
He
going
can
to
shoot that.
Kansas City out, and they do. Technical with a free goal to level up the match.
What a 50 coming from the inside of his net. Beautiful 50. Way to get there from Tech. That's exactly what they needed. Just catch the defense out. Third man was not expecting that. And with 144, we got us a brand new ball game. Also, I'm totally butchering. It's definitely Pythronex, and I've just been saying it wrong the entire. Is that an own goal?
Is that an own goal? It is.
Oh.
Well, speaking of Pythronex, is able to just tap it in. I mean, not sure exactly what happened here. Zoinky just with a bad touch. Doesn't even try to follow it up. It just leaks in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tilter right there, but you got to regain. I mean, I know you just lose your lead, and now you're trailing, but got to stay with this here. You can't go down 0-2 here in the series. Lucid through the corner. Pipe. Waiting. That one's down. Good dunk, or good touch by Zach. Pretty will just peer to cross. Zach through the corner once more. Technical, low boost. Does beat. Lucid goes. I like the idea, but I don't like the execution. 1v1. 50 underneath. Waits. Bev will clear it across. 1 minute to play here in game 2. Zach towards net. Does he have the double? He has it lined up, but can't get it past Technical. The shot does come through, but just high. 50 away, and the boost advantage to Portland at fake. Gets one to jump. Bev was looking for the bump. Hyde was looking for the shot. Couldn't find it either. Bev doesn't take the boost here. Fakes it for Tech. I keep getting it mixed up. Anyways, I'm going to hand this off to you, XO.
All right, Pretty from the corner, trying to get it out, but he can't really follow up his first touch there. 50, keeping the ball in the midfield. It's awkward in this corner, pretty much the whole lobby over there. The shot towards net, Lucid able to keep it out. 20 seconds are slowly ticking by. Kansas City trying to break out, but They can't get past the midline, and that might be a goal. It will. Bev just going to tap it in. Should secure game 2 for Portland.
Yeah, up. It's a 2-goal comeback for them. They establish the lead here, and that's just easy for Bev. Kansas City, they've just found themselves flat-footed in bad spots on defense where they were looking so structured. And that's just something they need to talk about as a team. They're not supporting each other well enough, and they're leaving their third back in really awkward spots. As that will end game 2. This one we popped up. Technical, one more, and it is down. 2-0 series lead for Portland.
Yeah, match point here for Portland. Gonna try to start their season 2-0. And I mean, if they can start the season with 6 match wins and 0 match losses, that would be impressive.
Yeah, making a statement so far to start season 3. And just gotta keep it going. They did fight through some adversity here in game 2. It wasn't as clean as game 1, but they did what they needed to. And I mean, that game still, Kansas City shot better, but they gotta start finding more quality shots, and they just gotta find a way to support their third man on defense.
Yeah, I mean they scored the two goals to open up this game. Then Portland able to just rattle off 4 in a row. Kansas City might be kicking themselves after that, but you got to shake it off. Got to be able to move on, and they're gonna have to reverse sweep if they want to bring this back.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do here. You gotta start quickly in these series. That's what or at least in this game, to try and get your way back into this series. Gotta take the game at a time. Good beat by Bev into the corner. Away pretty with one touch out, but he was beat. Does get a solid 50. Bev can turn, and he'll put it right back into the blue half. Zach with a awkward touch after the pretty miss. Technical just dusts everybody to that ball. It just feels like Portland has a read on everything Kansas City's trying to do right now, and that's really hard to try and beat. That one's banged downfield. It'll fall off the wall. Lucid there waiting. Bev clears it across, and just one to beat. Zach caught out. Into the corner. It's pretty. Bev will leave it. Technical up. He's beat, but does get the demo. Solid 50. That'll roll towards net. Should be pretty simple. Zach towards the middle. Pyth will cut it out. Technical now. Right wall. Puts it towards the middle. Pyth with one touch. Can't go anymore. No boost. Back to Technical. Does he have the double? Missing. Doesn't have the read. Lucid up now. No boost. He'll leave this for Pretty. Knocked out by Bev. And the press back on for Portland here in the Kansas City half.
And I mean, that's a goal from Technical. Able to just slot that. Pretty not able to get back to it. And again, they take an early lead.
Yeah, they absolutely slotted top corner. And 3:49 to play, so another early goal here in this series. We'll see if Kansas City can bounce back. When they've surrendered the lead, they have never been able to re-tie it up. So we'll see if they can break that trend so far. Zach, awkward touch. Bev, the shot saved. Away by Zach. Pitt will just fake. Lucid will shoot. Technical back in plenty of time. And they're conserving their boost really well. That one will be banged downfield. Bev can control. He'll start a solo play. Beats out one. Bumped off. Pyth will jump. Pretty will jump. It's really awkward now. Can Technical shoot? He will. And it's saved off the goal line by Lucid. Bev off the back wall. No boost to his name. He'll leave it. Technical awkward. Even with 100. Pyth will have to come back. Bail him out. Off the wall. 2 players go. Pretty with a back pass to Lucid. I really like that play. Lucid's first touch just off the mark. Technical. 50 away. No. Zach downfield to Bev. Waiting. 50's away. That one off the backboard again. Now Kansas City with the first real pressure, it feels like, of this entire series. And as I say that, a clear comes out and we go right back the other way.
Yeah, I mean, Portland is really getting used to this blue half, not just in this game, but all series. And this comes out from Bev, but Pitt able to, I mean, stave the attack for now. But
Ooh, big
2
miss.
whiffs. It's kind of awkward in the box. A team bump Zach bumping Pretty all the way to the sidewall. Bev trying to take it into the corner. Pretty trying to cut it out. And it's leaking across the net. Pith not able to get contact there.
Good beat.
It's kind of open. Pith low on boost. He's not going to be able to get back in time. And Kansas City will tie us back up.
Yeah, I mean, just a overcommit from Portland there. Pith not enough boost to get back in time, and we have a tie game with 2 minutes left here in Game 3.
And you got to appreciate the hustle back from Kansas City. They haven't been able to do this all series. But, I mean, you really got to hope that they'll break out of defense eventually. Awkward touch. Lucid bangs it off the crossbar. Able to get a decent enough clear to go from the side of Portland. Bev able to get it off the sidewall. Has no boost. Trying to just push it towards that blue net. Pretty also low boost. Tries to hand it off to a teammate. A little bit of a pinch in the orange corner. Bev, awkward as he has no boost. On the sidewall, missed from technical. It's awkward.
What a save.
We've had a lot of balls just sitting in front of the net for both sides, and no one there to finish it off.
Yeah, for sure. Technical now through the corner, trying to find something down to the middle. Pith up, shoots, scores! 80 seconds left. Could that be the dagger?
I mean, what a shot from Pith there, able to beat the 2 defenders from Kansas City. And they have, 80 seconds to hold on to this lead.
Here we go, can they? Bev, that one over his head, he'll pass back. Has to avoid the dunk. Pyth leaves it for technical, just high. Pyth the read, too far wide. Had a chance at the double, but couldn't get around it. Side rotation makes it a bit awkward. Lucid gets away. Pretty will go missing, but the fake works just as well. Technical just slams it into the blue half. Pyth next into the corner now. Bev will wait at the mid boost, gets past 1, can't get the 50. Pretty, the beautiful touch. 50 seconds, we're tied.
Able to sneak it by the last defender. Tie game again. Kansas City are showing some real toughness to stay in this.
Yeah, doing everything they can here, but can they find another goal? Both their goals have kind of just been overcommits by Portland. Technical, fake, leaves it for Pyth, will shoot, shut down. That top corner was open, but it was covered really well at the end there. Bev looks for the full boost, doesn't have it. Pyth will have to come off the backboard. Double commit from Portland. Lucid towards midfield. Another double commit, but should find a huge demo on the back. Will let Kansas City in, but he goes missing. Pith next leaves. Technical 50. Bev goes up. 15 boost does just enough. Lucid shot high. Where's the follow? Technical downfield. Thought he might have caught him out. He will shoot just a piece of it from Zach to keep them alive. Off the backboard. It's a huge miss. Bev towards the net. Save before the shot can even get off. Stays in. Technical. But we have a 0-second goal to end it here. That one will hit the ground. We have Game 3 overtime.
Kansas City, they're going to need to find the golden goal here. Otherwise, this series will be Portland's. It's going to be an early goal, and there we go. Portland with the sweep. They're going to be starting off Season 3 of CSA with a 2-0 record.
Yeah, it's just a miscommunication on the backboard. No one ends up going, and it's just an easy goal for Portland and for Pith to end it. A 2-0 start for them, and a great night of CSA action. For Kansas City, they showed heart there. They looked really good when they needed to be, but just couldn't close it out in OT when they needed to. And it'll be a sweep. They go 6-0 on the night.
Yeah, I'm definitely a heartbreaker for the side of Kansas City. I mean, you fight back twice to tie the game up, send it to overtime, and then, I mean, that's how it ends 7 seconds in. They're going to have to regroup, recuperate, but it's a long season. They still got plenty of time. But if they're wanting to get a high seed for Major 1, they're going to have to turn it around quick.
For sure. But still a lot of season left. And that reminds me, we have more CSA action on this stream tomorrow, or not tomorrow. No Sunday? Okay. I lied, guys. I lied. No stream. Okay. Yeah. Next Sunday, right back here. More CSA. Um, but I was Ewu, joined here with EXO, and that is all for us tonight. Have a good one, everybody.